This is a DarkTreeAudio production.
Donations. Fly, You Paper Fuckers Fly, by Matthew R. Wright. Read by Plain Yoghurt.
Original music by Arch Stanton.
Sirens, shootings, and unsolicited terminal illnesses. God, LA could be bleak when it wanted to be. Having only been there for 9 months, LA already felt like an old friend. Always available, always a listener, but would, on occasion, appear to be uncaring about your troubles. Right now, LA felt apathetic, and Andre could have really used a friend. It had been 3 days since he was diagnosed with early onset Alzheimer's. The first thing Andre had ever been early for. Figures it would be for something that wouldn't pay. Andre hadn't slept, his head looping irritatingly with the conversation with his doctors. Usually, conversations were his thing. He was a writer, after all. In LA, he was a writer in a city full of them. A pretty good one, he'd tell himself, but they were all pretty good. Now he was a dying writer in the worst city for sympathy. And right as his career had started to take off, a hack-inciting incident if there ever was one. Had he jotted that life description into his ideas journal, he'd have torn it out for being too uninviting for audiences. Too niche, with not enough wide appeal. He took another burst of his lucha juice high flyer and opened up the ideas journal. The not-so-gentle breeze forcibly flicked through several dozen pages of prose and punchlines that would never see an audience and landed on a blank double page. A stunningly accurate enactment of what his brain would go through in the final coming months. Hilarious. Hysterical, even. It hurt, what he did next. It was time to let go. Rip! Went one page from within the journal, the whole way down. A clear tear. It was the surreal sketch about a family trying to have the son arrested. One of the first ideas that ever made him laugh as he wrote it down. The idea, mostly complete and never expanded upon, of the fear that the idea would be ruined if taken down the wrong direction, flapped in his hands like it was trying to break free. Andre had wanted to send up the ideas in paper lanterns, but Andre didn't know how to make one. As a writer, he was naturally a daydreamer and a romantic, and there was something beautiful about ideas floating away from their creator to be free of them. Besides feeling untalented at most things besides winning fictional arguments that he'd written, he had only ever made paper planes, constructed whenever he had writer's block, thrown violently against nearby walls or out of windows, critical crescendos meant for venting. Andre knew that paper planes would have to do. He creased corners, bent flaps, and folded down edges. Voila. It wasn't anything more than your basic Dart design, but it'd function. Plane in hand, arm drawn back, then released. Off it went, down to the city of admiration-starved creatives and too damn bright streetlights. He tore at another page, then another. He would tear them all out. It was his way of saying goodbye, of donating, of one last look before the ideas and the memories slipped away forever. Andre reminded himself that he wouldn't need them. Not anymore. Hopefully, he thought, someone aspiring could find them. Maybe even be inspired by another romantic image of finding dozens of squadrons of scribbled out screenplays and short stories thrown from another LA hotel roof. Maybe there was something in that.
Thank you for listening. We hope you enjoyed the story. Before you go, don't forget to like and subscribe.